Welcome to the Litigation Psychology Podcast, brought to you by Courtroom Sciences, Inc. I am Dr. Steve Wood. And on the podcast, we talk a lot about being mindful of mental health and wellness of not only just witnesses, but of attorneys as well. And one of the things we haven't done enough of, though, on the podcast is talking about things that witnesses and attorneys both can do in order to improve their mental well-being and reduce their stress levels, especially before testimony or before going to trial. And this is really going to be a two-part series where we look and dive a little bit more into the things and techniques that you can do in order to alleviate some stress in your life. And I thought, what better person to help join me on this than one of my dear friends from back my graduate school days in Reno, who I used to call Zen Jen. She taught me a lot of the stuff I know about mental health, mental wellness, and techniques that we're going to talk about today. So Jen Donovan, thanks for joining the podcast, and hopefully, coming on, sharing your experience, sharing your expertise for our listeners and viewers.
Thank you so much, Steve, for having me on. Everything he said is true. I've been doing this work for over 23 years, sharing wellness techniques, breath work, how to get into your body, how to calm yourself, to regulate yourself, to nutrition. Steve can remember me taking him through cleanses and yoga
Yes.
practices. And, I've been gathering whoever I could to try this work with me. And it's just been an incredible journey. And I've been working in the court system, working with attorneys and psychologists and judges and teaching at national conferences. And because of the pandemic, I feel that I've really been called, so to speak, to the plate for cleanup hitting. It's like everybody's looking for something else that will work, that they can do from their home, from their chair, because we've all been on Zoom. I've designed these routines to do from your seat. I always say you can do it sitting at the computer or when you're driving to work. Hopefully they're all quick, little, easy things that you can remember to do to help you calm, ground, and center and focus yourself. And so, with all that said, I want to get started with some techniques that you can
One thing I do want to say, Jen,
Yeah.
is that, we're going to start off just kind of focusing on witnesses, right? For this is part one of a two-parter. Like I said, this first part's going to be devoted to our witnesses. And I will tell our viewers or listeners who, listen to the podcast, you might want to hop over to YouTube if you're interested in things Jen's talking about. And some of it she's going to do, or she's actually being very descriptive, but I think at the same time, you're going to want to see it on the video as well. So if this is something that's interesting and it doesn't come through clear, make sure you hop over to YouTube and catch it up there. Because like I said, we always have the video podcasts up as well.
Yes,
So
thank
with
you.
that, I will turn it over to you, Jen, to
Thank
walk
you.
us through some
Yeah.
of your exercises.
Yeah, that's perfect. No, I appreciate you saying that, and I will do my best to really be descriptive in what I'm doing. But it is helpful until you kind of get an idea of what I'm doing to watch visually. But both will work, and you can do these things either standing, I'm standing, or from your chair, right? And so I think that I'm ready to get started with what we're gonna do. So when you're sitting in your chair, I want your feet to be flat on the floor, hip distance apart. Really feel your feet, feel the chair. If you're standing, separate your feet shoulder distance apart, right? This is part of coming from that flight, fright, fear mind when we're breathing maybe a little quickly because we're nervous or we're having an anxious moment, right? We're scared or any of those feelings, worrying, right? So if you need something quick, a perfect thing to do is ground yourself. And so from your chair or standing, feet are firm on the floor. Sit, we'll do the chair first. Really feel your tailbone tuck under, right? A lot of us, I go around adjusting posture on everybody I possibly can, because a lot of people sit in a chair and what do? They slouch, right? And then
That's what
our
I'm doing
energy
right now.
Yes, very slouchy. So I want your feet firm. I want your tailbone firm in your chair. Tuck your tail under. So sloppy posture, we tend to stick the tail out. And what happens is we're not recruiting our core, and then the low back starts to hurt. And so I want you to tuck it under. It's like tail feathers under. Scoop and really set your energy. Okay, now you're going to engage your belly, your core. So you're going to draw your navel, belly button in, suck it in, and up. And right away, you start to feel some heat and some energy in your core, right? You're probably not doing a lot of work when you're slouchy in the chair. So now the core is engaged. You're going to come up the spine a little more, and you're going to pretend that I'm placing a little marble between your shoulder blades, and your job is to hold it there, right? So I say, kiss your shoulder blades together and then relax your shoulders away from your ears. So a lot of times we kiss the shoulder blades together, and what happens? The shoulders creep up to the ears. We don't want that. We want them to relax down the back. So now you're feeling a lot more energy. You probably are not used to perfect posture, if there's such a thing as perfect, imperfect, working towards perfect. So now you feel this heat and this energy. Now, if you are in a chair and you're needing to ground and you're feeling really stressed, the other thing you can do is sit all the way back in the chair if you have a back, and feel your back touching the chair, right? There's something about that, feet on the floor, right? Tailbone touching the bottom of the chair and the back. It just kind of helps us feel a little safer. Okay, so now place your hands on your body, and we're just going to kind of pat the body. It's like, okay, a lot of times what happens when we're stressed, we get very cerebral, we're in the head. I call it squirrel mind. Squirrel, squirrel. We're very distracted and all over the place. And then the breathing starts to increase, and we don't want that. So it's like feeling your body. Nobody needs to even know what you're doing. You're just feeling your thighs, right? Your belly, your heart, your arms. It's just grounding. It's called the pat down. You're doing your own pat down, and it's just to get you in your body, right? We're so much up here in the head, so I want you to get in the body. When we can sync the two by using the breath, then the body and the mind can work together, and that's the best result, right? And that's when we're really centered. Okay, so we're in the body, we're working on this posture. It does take practice. You will get fatigued. You'll notice, why am I even sore from just adjusting my posture? I can't believe it. So it does take practice. Okay, now with your hands, you're gonna just place one hand over the other and bring your thumb tips together, and you're just gonna place the hands right below the belly button, right? And this is the lower belly, and you're gonna pull that energy so you feel the heat of your hands on your body. This also helps when you're having one of those stressful moments, right? You're just really grounding and getting in your body. Now, we're gonna do 3 to 5 really deep breaths. And I always say, if there's one thing that you remember from me, is that in a stressful situation, you are only 3 to 5 breaths away from completely changing your perspective, right? So breath is number one. And I can't tell you, I am teaching all across the United States in so many different demographics, not just in this demographic, how to properly breathe and how to self-regulate. The breathwork routine is just incredible. It's a gift, right? So hands on the belly, and you can close your eyes if that's helpful, or you can keep them open and just watch and breathe with me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna inhale a long breath through the nose, and we're gonna exhale and we're gonna release it with an open mouth. And it's like saying, ha. So when I teach children, I always tell them, this is the Darth Vader breath. This is super fun. Adults, excuse me, we call it the ocean sounding breath. It's ha, right? So hands on the belly. We're going to deep breathe in through the nose. Inhale, long breath. And exhale. Slowly release. Now, right away, I will learn a lot about you just from how you breathe, right? So you might notice, wow, she took a really long breath and mine was like half of that. that just tells you something right away, right? Like, ooh, I have some practicing to do. I can really increase my lung capacity and work on those healthy things to deepen the breath. And it's okay, you got to start somewhere, right? So again, inhale in through the nose, long breath. Slowly fill the lungs, and then exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale. That's only 3. Inhale. Exhale. One more together. Inhale, deep breath. And exhale, release it. Then you're going to get to where you can close your mouth and do the same thing. So then you inhale in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. You still hear me tighten the back of my throat so that I can whisper that sound, ha. Inhale, breath. Exhale, out. Inhale in. It's almost like snoring. Inhale, exhale. What happens is keep breathing. That white noise that's created from the sound of this breath is very calming in itself, right? It's white noise, it's meditative, it's nurturing. And I always say you can practice when you're trying to fall asleep, when you're not so worried about keeping this really great posture. You're laying down on your back, your hands are on your body, and you're practicing this breath. One more thing I want to say is it's like drinking the breath. So pretend you have a straw that goes down through the nose, down to the throat, all the way down to your belly. And on the inhale, you're sucking in through the straw, pulling from low belly, diaphragm, chest, exhaling chest, diaphragm, wringing it out, low belly, right? I think that helps to have a visual. It's not just I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. No, right? So it's these long, you're drinking in the breath, you're feeding the brain with oxygen, you're gaining this amazing energy, and it's in itself waking you up, right? It's a wake up, and it's something simple that you can do. So 3 to 5 deep breaths, pat down, feel your feet, feel the chair, ground, right? And then work on the posture. That alone helps all the energy wake up. Now, shoulders. We tend to carry a lot of stress and the weight of the world in our shoulders, right? So when I see posture, I listen to breath, and I look for all these things. It's like, oh, here's the wellness prescription for you. Just do these simple things. So we're gonna pick up the shoulders, inhale. We're gonna squeeze them together, that marble back there, squeeze it as tight as you can, and then on the exhale, release it, let go. So it's like picking up all the stress that you have right now that you're in your mind about. You're gonna squeeze it, purify it, and then you're gonna exhale, let it go behind you, so to speak, right? So pick it up, it becomes more fluid. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, pick it up. There's something that feels so good about just moving stuck energy. And you're going to go a couple times this way. And I want you to be mindful, right? Paying attention to everything you're doing and how it feels in your body. A lot of times we get just into the doing, like, oh, I need to do this, and I'm not tapping into the feeling. The magic is when you connect all the dots. Now you're going to reverse, you're going to pick up, roll forward and down. It's inhale, pick up, exhale, roll the shoulders forward and down. Pick up, forward and down, pick up, forward and down. So shoulders and neck are an easy go-to. The next part is loosening up through the neck. So you're going to drop your chin towards your chest. And eventually, I always say, eventually, your chin does touch your chest with this great posture, right? Eventually, it comes all the way down. Now, depending on how you slept, listen to your body. You might have a little kink in your neck, so you don't have to do all these things, or you do them as you feel able. The first position of rolling out the neck is to do half moons, where you take chin to chest, ear to shoulder, chin to chest, ear to shoulder. Already I'm hearing popcorn click, click, click going off in my own neck. Now, if you can do the full circles, you're going to take the head all the way around, big wide circles all the way around. And you're going to do about 3 to 5 in one direction and then 3 to 5 in the other direction. And your body is going to give you information, right? It's like all these things right away, your body is giving you feedback in how you are doing, how you're managing your stress, right? And those clicks and those pops are just releases of air, right? Your bones are not snapping. I always have to tell people that. The same thing when you get adjusted at the chiropractor. Okay, so big wide circles, make sure you go both ways and really stretch out through the neck and the shoulders. Because like I said, this area is like a #1 target area. Okay, now shake it off, just shake it off. And then I'm gonna go to the jaw, right? So your jaw tells me a lot too, because we unconsciously tend to, like especially, I mean, imagine this slouchy posture, shoulders up to your ears, and then you're gripped through your jaw, right? You're just visually carrying so much stress. Imagine what's happening on the inside of your body, right? That's just externally what I'm observing. So jaw, drop the low jaw and take the low jaw side to side. Mine is like popcorn again. I carry a lot.
I can hear it all the way from here.
Sorry, there's a lot in my jaw, and I tend to do that even in sleep, right? So it's something I'm mindful of. Get up, stretch out my jaw. I mean, it's still going side to side to side. And another trick is to take your hand and just try to drop open your lower jaw, right? And I am like arm wrestling with myself to get my jaw to relax. That is feedback for me, right? So jaw, you can even take your hands and rub out the jaw, and I'm just massaging out the jaw. Tension, right? Okay, and then again, shaking it off. And then I like to start each day with an intention, and I think the intention piece is super, super important. So again, just place your hands on the body, left hand, right hand over, doesn't matter, thumb tips meet. Pull in the energy right below your belly button, close your eyes, and think about an intention that you would like to start this day, or for whatever goal it is, or something that you're headed towards. It could even be a one-word thing, right? Maybe the word is calm. Maybe the word is relax, right? It could be trust, it could be faith, it could be anything like that, or you could actually visualize something that you're working towards. The power of visualization and setting an intention is huge. But the magic is not just thinking of it in your head, right? So I ask you to bring it to your mind. This is the magic. Then you place that intention or word in your heart center, because you need to tap the emotion and connect it with what you have in your mind, with the actual intention. So you can place your hands on your heart. It's a somatic response. One hand, two hands, doesn't matter. Close the eyes. And then I'm going to ask you to breathe in and think about that intention or word. So whatever it is, inhale. And then on the exhale, I want you to feel the emotion that goes with it, right? Maybe it's that calm, that relaxed, that trusting feeling. Exhale it out. And just release it and let it go. And then drop your hands and open your eyes. So starting with a clear, like, get in your body, take a few breaths. What is my positive intention for today? Think of that intention throughout the day and again before you go to sleep at night, right? This is just going to help you start to bring in positive change, right? Because it doesn't happen overnight, and there isn't a quick pill or a magic shot or anything like that. You have to do the work, and you have to want to create change. Okay, now the next breathing technique that I want to show you is called the Harmonizing Breath. and you've probably seen it before. I think the easiest way for me to teach it and show you is with your right hand. Is you're going to make a hang loose sign, right? So we fold the three fingers into the palm so that the thumb is extended and the pinky finger is extended. And you're going to turn your hand to face you. You're going to place the other hand on the low belly, and then with the pinky, close your left nostril shut. So this is a fantastic breath, especially when you're in a moment of anxiety or stress or panic. It's going to immediately slow everything down for you. So you're going to close the left nostril and you're going to slowly breathe in through the right. So together, inhale in through the right. As big a breath as you can. At first, it might be a count of 1 or 2. You're working towards 3, 4, 5, 6, right? As your lungs get used to this. So ideally, we're all the way up to 6. Now, with the thumb, you're going to pinch the other nostril shut. It's important that we hold that breath in for 3 breaths, or as long as you possibly can. And then, like letting air out of a tire, we release the pinky side, right? The left nostril opens, and we slowly exhale out, right? Then we hold out the breath. We have to hold it out, right? Hold it out, and then we slowly breathe in through the left side for 6. When you get to the top, pinch it shut, hold it in for 3, 2, 1, exhale out. The thumb releases, exhale, and you hold it out. So this alternate nostril breath works the right side and the left side, right, of the body, regulating, balancing everything out. The goal is to do 7 rounds. Now, if you're in a pinch, you do 1 round or you do 3. You do whatever you can. It's the same thing with the deep breaths, right? But this is another one to really practice, especially if you have a morning practice where you're just trying to start your day, you're trying to calm, you're trying to set those positive intentions for the day. It's a great way to probably bring you in your body the fastest and really drop down and be calm. So I love that one. That one's a really good one. This next one, I'm teaching you, some of these techniques come from the 9 healing breaths. They come from Tibet, from the Himalayas. And so you can imagine thousands of years people have been practicing. There's such proof in how it helps the body. It's just incredible. And I've been doing these several times a day. I teach, I do, and I am proof in the pudding that it really does work. I promise you, if you just do the work. This next one is another one where we're holding the breath, and you're gonna try to hold for 30 seconds. That's a really long time. It doesn't sound like it when I say it. You're like, oh, 30 seconds. No, it's a long time. You might start out with 5, 10, 15, working your way up to 30. But to demonstrate, we're gonna do it together. Let me get my little stopwatch. Okay, so hands are just on your thighs. Your posture's good. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this long inhale in through the nose. Then we're gonna hold the breath. You're gonna take the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, right? Energetically, you're connecting spine to brain. And you're gonna try to hold. I'm gonna time us 30 seconds. So here we go. Sit tall. Do your best. Inhale. Tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. I'm timing you. Do your best, right? Right. Never go into panic. Obviously, if you need to exhale, you let it go, but you're working towards 30. Right now, we are hitting 15, right? It's a really long time. I like to visualize that I'm floating in the pool, and I try to expand and relax my entire body. And I just try to quiet the mind. You're almost there, 4 seconds. Now exhale, release. Just blow it out, like releasing air from a tire. I love that technique because I immediately feel when I'm squeezing and holding the breath, I feel all those internal organs. It's like having some reflexology done. You're literally squeezing tight. You're holding your belly button in and up. And when you release all this fantastic blood flow to your internal organs, right? So not only are you doing the breath to the brain, you're doing all this internal organ work as well. So I like to repeat that one 3 times, right? We won't today because of time, but that's a really good one, holding out the breath. Another one that I like to do that is a somatic response, feeling your body. So you'll place the left hand on your heart and the right hand on your belly. Get into good posture. And what we're going to do is you can close your eyes or keep them open, but you're going to inhale and visualize the breath going into the belly where that lower hand is. And when you exhale, it's coming out the heart hand. And then you see this loop, right? Inhale into the low belly hand. Mouth is closed. Exhale out the heart hand. And loop. Inhale, low belly. Exhale through the heart. See it in your mind's eye. You're going to do that for several cycles. And then you're going to reverse the direction, right? So then it's going to be inhale into your heart, relaxing the chest, the heart, another place where we grip and hold tension, right? So inhale into the heart, exhale out the belly, we soften the belly, another place we hold tension, right? When we get all nervous, what happens? Our stomach gets messed up, right? These are the areas that it's such a beautiful place to work with. So inhale in the heart, exhale, soft belly. So much of the time you'll hear it's like tight belly, and we're trying to get this firm belly, but this is when I'm trying to get you to relax. Soften your belly. So inhale, heart, last one. Exhale, soft belly. Good. Good job. Okay, another one is just some movement with the arms if you want. So you can do this sitting down as long as you're not knocking anything out of the way. But what you're going to do is I'm going to have straight arms. My arms are straight in front of me. I'm going to inhale and lift my arms up, shoulder distance apart, palms face the floor, right? All the way up above my head, and then exhale slowly with the breath down the sides. It's kind of like a sun salute. Inhale up. Reach through the fingertips, exhale down. Inhale up. And these are really great, like if you rush to work and you're in your chair and you just need a little bit of movement. I call this the painted breath. You're painting the breath, so you're matching the movement with the pace of your breath. So inhale, 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 arms up. Exhale, exhale, and I'm reaching through my fingertips. And then you can reverse the direction. Inhale up. And exhale, paint the breath down the front. Inhale up and exhale down. And you can do 3 or 4 or 5 of those either way. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Good. And then another one that's a quick is palms face the floor about waist height, okay? And you can be sitting or standing, soften the knees, right? And you're pretending that the palms are soft and that they're skimming the water, right? This is a Qigong part of the practice that I use to regulate, self-regulate, to ground, to get in my body with my breath. So you can close your eyes or keep them open, but you'll do a few breaths. Breathe in through the nose, pull the breath up, exhale, pressing right down, lightly feeling the tops of the water skimming. It's like you're standing in the river or the ocean or somewhere that you feel safe, that feels relaxing to you. And you inhale, the energy comes up the body. Exhale through the palms of the hands, right? Inhale up, exhale down. It's such a great grounding technique. Okay, then I want to go to hands back to the belly, left hand, right hand, thumb tips, right? One hand over the other, thumb tips meet, low belly, feel and pull your energy in. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. Close your eyes. Good. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, in through the nose, out through the nose. And then this great last technique is visualizing this bubble. So you're inhaling and this bubble all around you expands, and on the exhale it contracts, right? Inhale, exhale, and it's just about landing, right? That movement that we just did, landing it in this sense of calmness. Good. And then as you're here with your eyes closed, hopefully, you're going to pull back that intention that you set. So what was it? What was the one word again? Right? And we're going to breathe in. You can place the hand on the heart if that helps. Breathe in, feel it again, and exhale, release it, let it go. And I always say, to be answered with speed. I love that a lot. And so these techniques for the witnesses, I designed this little routine so that you could do it the night before. You go to bed like you're in bed, you're practicing the breathing, the intention, visualizing all the way through, being calm, centered, focused, right? And then the next day on your way in, you're in the car doing these things, remembering the neck, the shoulders, like just get into your body. Because if I can identify the stress on you, right, everyone in the room can too. And so these are great tips to just get in your body, relax, be calm, be focused, be present, be clear, and be able to concentrate and speak right from where you want to. I really like that a lot. And so you're doing that in the car, you're doing it when you arrive, you get through the process, you do it again, right? So that, okay, I'm back to that grounded self. There's so many benefits that are happening that we're just giving you kind of like, this is like the appetizers of what these wellness and self-care tips can do for you. Obviously, you can go so much deeper, and there's so much to learn. It's a lifetime of learning and practicing. I like to close with just saying I love these 4 principles. It's a loving kindness practice that I always say this at the end when I finish working with someone or a group of people. And it's this, and you just say it in your mind back to yourself. May I live in safety. May I have mental happiness, like peace and joy. And may I have physical happiness, vibrant health, freedom from pain. And may I live with ease, right? And that means may the elements of this daily life and work and family and friendships, may it go easily. And that's it. I really thank you for trying and going along and trying these practices. And I hope it helps. I really do. I feel better.
So I know I've done several of these with you before, Jen. I got one of the things, if for a witness, let's say, for example, in the middle of their deposition, they get frustrated, they get flustered, what we would call amygdala hijack.
Yep.
You know, if they're on a break, do you have one of these exercises that you think they should do to kind of, with that 5 to 10 minutes they have in between to do to kind of
Yep.
recenter themselves before they come back in?
Yep, it's a great question. Even when you're up there, you can use your hands on your body to remind yourself, and you can even say, I need a breath. I need to take a breath. Because by you pausing and taking a breath or two, even you don't even have to verbalize what you're doing. People can see you're taking a breath. That's okay, because the minute you feel your body again and you feel the chair and your feet, right? It's that grounding. Ground, take a couple deep breaths. That immediately will recenter you. If you get caught in that what I was talking about, where the heart rate starts going, you start sweating, everything's happening, you're going into that panic, flight, and fright, you have to realize this is happening and stop, put your hands on your body, take a slow, deep breath, exhale it out, and then listen again, right? It immediately just gives you that minute. There's no rush, right? When you're being asked a question, think about even when you're practicing. It's like, okay, let's just practice me taking this breath, this pause moment. Give yourself that gift. Super helpful in the moment, and if you take a break. So go to even this alternate nostril breathing, huge. The 5 deep breaths, huge. And feel your body, get into your body, hold your heart, hold your belly. Those situations are highly, highly stressful. I know. I've worked with so many high stress situations. I was going to say at the beginning of this, it's not that I have chosen this path of 23 years of working with this special population that is just doing this for fun or to look better or to have a yoga body. No, I'm working with abused and neglected kids, sexually assaulted kids. I'm working with high stress, right? Very high stress. And it's like, how do we get to here? Or I'm having panic attacks, anxiety attacks. I can't sleep, right? Or you're in end of life situations, or you've just lost somebody in your family. Those are the people I'm working with. So I wanted to share that because these breathing techniques, the breath work, these feeling your body, grounding, those are the top tips.
Yeah, you actually left because you and I worked together at the
Yep.
National Council of Juvenile and Family Court Judges to get, and you actually left that, right, to take on this kind of as its own thing, to
Yes.
work with people as a wellness specialist and just kind of go out, like you said, is kind of your calling to go out and
Yes. And what I'm doing, thank you for saying that. So it is, I'm spun out on my own to be able to tap into everyone and not just be in this one entity. It's been really great because now I'm not only helping, I've been called to the plate to do staff and individuals and the high level people. Like I usually work with them first. Oh, they're seeing all these great results. So work with my staff. And how can you train my staff to train the people we work with? So I'm developing a lot of that as well. In person, on Zoom, working with all kinds of people. It's been really interesting work, but because of where we started working together, I've made a lot of connections under this courthouse roof, right? Like the forensic nurses, the chief of police. I'm working like so many different groups. It's just been really incredible, and it's powerful. And so if you have any questions or you need additional help or anything, please reach out. I'm always available. I
and
want to help.
what is the contact information? I know your website is currently under construction.
It
This is a
is.
yeah. So
But
go
my email address, I
yeah.
have an email address. Wellness number 4 judiciary.com. You could always reach out to Steve as well. He would be able to connect me to you as well. But please send questions or comments to that email address. I'm on social media as well. Everything's still like being built, so I'm in the stage of that. But it's coming soon, for
Good.
sure.
Well, we
Yeah,
look forward to it. We also
yeah.
look forward to part two of this, where you're going to come back and we're going to talk more about how we can use some of these for attorneys as well, because I think some of the things that you talked about for witnesses and attorneys are going to be a little bit different, correct?
Yeah, it's for the attorneys. I'm thinking, of sharing like, how do I bring my A game? How do I show up with this mental clarity, having this purpose, this intention? We're going to go over some of those things again because that's part of the magic. I always say, and I'm going to say it on both of these, that I want you to think of this self care wellness tips as brushing your teeth. I hope everybody's brushing their teeth because it's the same thing. Like, why wouldn't you focus on your breath? And it's been interesting during the pandemic. Like, how can I strengthen my lungs? How can I do preventative care? What can I do? Well, a lot of this breathing is doing exactly that, expanding your lung capacity, flushing out the energy, keeping it clear. So, yes, like, not only is it keeping you healthy physically, but mentally sharp. And that's what I wanted to talk to the attorneys, because when I do go on site to these different conferences or work with different groups of attorney focus, these are the things that I teach, right? It's like, how do I bring my A game?
Excellent. Well, I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Jen, for coming on.
Yes.
This has been another edition of Litigation Psychology Podcast. We'll see you back here for part two. Have a good one.
Thanks, Steve.